Hi, I'm Andrew from Supply Partners Technical Team, and today we're here at the Solar and Storage Live Conference in Brisbane. It's the first year running and the turnout has been absolutely fantastic. Now, to set ourselves apart from everybody else, we've decided to focus on something that we're pretty good at, and that's the off-grid space. Now, I'm standing in front of the Sungrow products at the moment, and you might be thinking that I've made a mistake. Sungrow products, that's the #1 inverter installed in both residential and commercial installations. But off-grid? Yes, they actually work for off-grid. And not only do they actually work, but Sungrow supports it and encourages them to be used in off-grid applications. We have many customers who are seasoned off-grid installers who've been doing it for many years, who are now actively using Sungrow products and are extremely happy with them in this application. So looking here, we've got the single-phase 10 kilowatt inverter. This one now has been used in the field for going on nearly 2 years. The 10 kilowatt inverter in an off-grid scenario, or even on-grid for that fact with the battery, can have your PV array oversize up to 200%. Now, the inverter has 4 trackers, and what we've actually seen installers doing in some cases is putting 5 kilowatt on the north, south, east, and west. So regardless of the time of the year, the time of the day, the systems are producing fantastically. In addition to that as well, for an off-grid setup, very, very important and essentially a must, to be honest, is a generator integration. So you simply wire the generator to the standard on-grid AC port with a 2-wire control back to the generator. Now you can set in the iSolar Cloud app the generator to turn on at a specific battery depth of discharge, or you can manually turn it on or off. Now with battery storage, you can start as small as 6.4 kilowatt hours with the SBR range. And even though you can start that small, definitely not recommended to actually start that small for off-grid. What you want to do is you want to size the battery, not just for the customer's expected usage, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to output the required power from the battery. You want to be able to achieve at least 10 kilowatt of charge and discharge power. So ideally, you want to be looking at starting off at around 16 kilowatt hours of storage at a minimum in this setup. Now, the inverter can also surge as well for your inductive loads. You're looking at 13.68 kilowatt for 10 seconds, which is great for the pumps and other inductive items. Expanding upon the range, not only does Sungrow have the single-phase solutions covered, but they've just released their 3-phase hybrid inverters, starting at 15 kilowatt, going up to 25 kilowatt. Much like the single-phase counterparts, you can oversize the PV array up to 200%. So that means you could install a 25 kilowatt hybrid and install 50 kilowatt of solar panels on it. Now, considering the cost of solar is so cheap at the moment, it's highly recommended. If you've got the roof space, load up, because the STC rebates, if you are eligible, pretty much cover the cost of the panels. Now, if you run with the 3-phase 25 kilowatt hybrid, that can actually surge for around 36 kilowatt for 10 seconds. So that's going to cover some pretty significant loads. Both the 3-phase and the single-phase hybrids in an off-grid scenario do have black start capability. So if the sun goes down, you run out of battery, the moment the sun comes up in the morning, it's going to start putting charge into the batteries, get the battery up to a pretty safe level of depth of discharge or state of charge. Once the battery reaches that safe amount, then it's going to start to supply the loads once again. Both the 3-phase and the single-phase hybrid come with the manual transfer switch in the box. So if for any reason you do have a hardware fault, the consumer can transfer the loads with the flick of a switch to be supplied directly by the generator. So there we have it, the exciting range of hybrid inverters from Sungrow that aren't just a great option for on-grid, but also for off-grid as well. And Sungrow, they have a service team like no other in Australia. So if you're a bit unsure and you haven't used them in this application before, not only do you have the support of us here at Supply Partners, but Sungrow have a wealth of knowledge and a team on standby ready to help you for your next project.